Mini Project 5, we had a really interesting lecture from Anne Mackenzie, who's US-based artist, and she was looking for us to explore the possibilities of memory, temporality and knowledge of a place and context. And of course, well, that's really what all my work has nearly always been based on. And even before coming to college, I've had a really strong sense of place and this embedment in the landscape, but latterly I've made it very site specific to this one location. And so it was kind of very natural for me. She asked us to do some writing, and I wrote down spray standing off the waves, the strong southeasterly wind blowing back the crests of the wave as they rush into the bay. White, aqua-green sea, cold but boiling hot. Clean, crisp white horses hitting the skerries, Kingsman's socks. Black rocks washed and washed with the tide. Ebb and flow, every day exposed and hidden again. Fresh tangles lining the bank, high up due to the spring tides with the full moon last weekend. A never-changing bay from rocks to sand, then shingle the next day. Sandstone, quartz, lines of sediment embedded in rocks. Birds gliding on the wind, almost motionless, hovering up, still. Then they disappear or reappear off to the left as the wind has carried them up, vertical and away, freedom or peril. To be a bird on the wing or a wave crashing in, roaring its strength with immediate respect, unbound energy, natural, untamed by man. So I actually wrote those words one day on the 3rd of March, so I was just sitting at Sandside watching the sea. It had been an absolutely fantastic huge storm, and it was like the day after, and that's when the best noises are, and the sea's still up and it was just rolling in. It's beautiful, very beautiful. And then she wanted us after the class to go and develop a timeline as a visual creative response using drawing, collage, digital media, text or other media. And I'd been very drawn to the palmist idea, these layers, and I wondered how I could make layers of my own, how I could use those layers in a mini project. And I had this very this idea of making a small theatre box with lighting, using my shadow work from my creative practice, and building this box that had sections that layered in, and then being either backlit or uplit to allow the light to show the different layers. I wanted, so I was thinking about colour and the horizon line, texture, stones, and the layers of batik silk, possibly so that the light would still shine through. So I kind of was beginning to wonder how I would make that, construct it, and it ended up being this small box with, you can see I had the blue of the sky, and I had a drawing of the bay, and then I had the red, which symbolises kind of me, and the kind of, I had a huge operation 5 years ago, and 5 years post-surgery is quite a big milestone for me. And then this little layer of mesh, which when lit, and I began to hang, like I hung this piece of plastic that I found on the beach and some of my stones in between to create a more visual, and put fairy lights underneath. But then I realised that I needed a light at the back as well. So it's only small, just tabletop size, but I was really happy with the outcome of it. And again, it ended up feeding into my creative practice, larger piece that I was creating for my final piece. So this was a lovely project for me again. I really enjoyed that.